Yes. I think basically education really contributes to our economic growth. We have free education up to high school. And after that, most of the people will get college education. But we're trying to encourage our youngsters to have vocational education because we don't need that many masters or PhDs. We need really the masters who can do the infrastructures for our factories and economy. So the growth rate, luckily we are still very good, even though under the pandemic it's 3.1%. Next year we are projecting about 6%. You know why? Because we're hardworking people, and also because of the Sino-American trade wars. So a lot of orders moving from China to Taiwan and to other Southeast Asian countries. And Slovakia also in positive, 1.9. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy. I have to say it. Next, please. Okay, now the bilateral cooperation, the relations between our two countries. So I really, really have to thank Volado's father. This is my second posting in Slovakia. My first posting was from 2010 to 14. Okay, and Ivan really helped me a lot. He was the chairman of the Parliamentary Friendship Group. Okay, we worked together for the youth cooperation. That we passed the working holiday scheme for the youth for the exchange between the youth in Taiwan and Slovakia, and also have the scholarships. Volado was the beneficiary of it to study in Taiwan. And I have to do some promotions here. This year we'll have 40 students. Scholarships is a full scholarship to Taiwan. You can learn a language or degree seeking over there. So if you are still college students or you are in master's degrees, please do apply through your university to my office. All right. Well, what I'm trying to do is to have more students from your country study in Taiwan and return home to be a talent pool, helping to the development of the country. Because we, for that, is the Science and Technology Corporation. I'm working with your government to build the science park here. But science park, we need the scientists, right? Where to have it? Locally, and also some can study in Taiwan because we have ICT cutting edge over there, technology over there. They learn, come back, okay, for the development of the country. And for economic cooperation, I'm working with your Ministry of Economy, see whether we'll have cooperations on the e-car. That's the future. Because for semiconductor, we are number one in the world. And your country, car making, right? So we are hoping that we can work together to have a win-win solution for both sides. The other one is for the ICT. We are hoping that our semiconductor industry will work with your company here as Tycoon. It's a semiconductor designing company. So we work together. They design the semiconductor, we produce it, and try to supply the server here to make here as they are trying to build the data center in Slovakia. they'll be the best one in this region, the fattest one, and also use less energy on it. So they're going to work with Innobat. Innobat is also a new startup company here. Okay, so I think this country has a good future. Now you have more youngsters study in the U.S., work in the Silicon Valley, then come back to build the Innobat, the tycoon, and there's InnoCloud. They all work together. So what we are trying to do is working with them. Try to share the experience and technology with this country. Why? Because we are like-minded countries. We respect the human rights and democracy, and we would like to share it with this country. This country has a very strategic position in Europe. You're at the heart of Europe, right? From here to West Europe to St. Petersburg, it's almost the same distance. For our businessmen, it's really an advantage. And you are in Eurozone too. So there's no conversion risk. And what else? You're a member of NATO, member of EU. Comparing with other countries, I think you guys should feel lucky. You really have a good base to develop. But how to do it? Work with Taiwan. I'm not selling Taiwan to you because we are almost the same size, right? Smaller countries, we can share the experience with you how to develop as a small country. We have to produce high value added products. That's why in the last couple of decades, we are trying to produce ICT products. It's very high value added. We don't produce cars because we are a smaller country. Right? We have to develop something that is in our favor. And we have education. We have a good education system, so the brain in Taiwan. That's how we use it. I think here also, in the future, probably you'll have we'll share the experience with you guys, and with the good governance here, you'll develop as a high tech, or at least it's on the radar screen of other major countries, not fall off the map. Because after the pandemic, I'm telling you, it's gonna go fast. Digitalization, right? But those countries can catch up with the technology. It just fall off the map. And also join the reorganized supply chain. That's what we are doing it now with Southeast Asian countries, with Europe. We have to reorganize it because during the pandemic, some certain production resources were controlled by different countries. We are trying to avoid it. And for European Union, they are talking about strategic independence, right? Not to depend on the other countries. These things can produce here, especially those things concerning national security. That's something we are also working with the European Union and with Slovakia. And for the pandemic prevention cooperation, I think last year we donated about 700,000 face masks to your country. And in return, your country announced last month that you will donate the vaccines to Taiwan in return. You don't know how lucky you guys are. For us, our people wants to be vaccinated, and we don't have enough vaccine. You know why? Because China, they block us internationally, try to buy it. So luckily, we produce it. We can produce it since August, but we still don't have enough. So we need the other countries to have some donations of vaccines doses to us, okay? Up to now, we have Lithuania, Czech Republic, and this country. And your country is the first one to make a donation to us, even though you're a small country, but very kind. Yeah, it's not easy. All right, next, please. Okay, so as I mentioned to you, we are #1 in the microchips, and you are the car production per capita. So that's one area we can work together. And R&D technology together. And niche market, use Taiwan as a gateway to access Asia market. And we can use here to get access to European market. Next, please. And this is a bilateral trade and investment in last year. So what you buy from us is 89.5 million euro, and most of them are LCE and routers. And you sell us is 173.6 million euro. So you enjoy the trade. And the trade surplus is in your favor, 84.1 million. Not many countries enjoyed it, I can tell you. I can count it in 5 countries in the world. And Slovakia is one of them, because you export the cars to Taiwan. And our investment in Slovakia is about 265 million, creates about 3,000 some jobs here. Mainly, we have 4 companies here, Fastcom. They also invest in China and the other Southeast Asian countries, also invest in Czech Republic and Poland, too. Delta producing communication equipments, and now they are producing the battery for e-vehicle. As they told me 2 months ago, next year their sales volume will skyrocket, triple the times than here, because they will supply the batteries, car batteries, and also chargers to the car industry in Europe. And we have the latest one, the green tech. The green tech is doing the circular economy. So next year, they already invest 12 million in Banska, Bystrica. And next year, they'll increase another 5 million over there. So it's a good news from our company here. Next, please. And ongoing cooperation, so as I just mentioned, for the e-vehicle, the battery, and chargers. That's something I identified, or my economic division in my office identified that. I'm still talking with your Ministry of Economy, see what areas that we can work together. And I also talked with Vlado. Do you know that Vlado is the president of Slovak-Taiwan Chamber of Commerce?
I didn't mention, I guess.
In 2011, my first posting here, we set up that Chamber of Commerce, try to promote the trade. And he helped us a lot on that. And next, please. So, ongoing, our national supercomputing center that I was talking about, this one, Taiwan, iCloud. And we will produce the server microchips. We can work together. For this one, it will be a short chain. It's a new term. It's not reorganizing the supply chain. It's a short chain. We are trying to cut the middleman. That will make it cheaper to invest in Slovakia. We really hope that this one can succeed, because if they succeed, 11 surrounding countries gonna sign the contract with them to build the supercomputer in Slovakia, and this is the first time you'll have the cutting edge technology happen in Slovakia. Right? Next, please. So research and development will work with your science academy, Slovak Science Academy, on the different areas. And for us, our associations will also come over here to have a cooperation with your company. And I think this October we'll have a delegation over here from Taiwan. Try to develop, explore the potential investment and cooperations with Slovakia, because it's high time. We have to do it now. The after pandemic reorganizing of supply chain already happened. We want to work with your country on this, and also Czech Republic and Poland.
There is also a guy from Czech Republic, actually. Raise your hand, please.
Oh, okay. So that's important. We'll have to do it now. Otherwise, it'll be late. You know, we don't want to be behind other countries. Next, please. Okay, so, you know, Foxconn is in Nitra, Delta is in Dubrovnica, and Green Tech will be in Banska Bystrica. Just show you the locations. And I'm trying to ask Delta to have a memorandum signed between Delta and your Ministry of Economic Affairs. So the students study in Taiwan, return home, they can join the Delta for the R&D department. And also, when they are study as students in Slovakia, they can be the intern working in their companies, trying to do more trainings and prepare for the future science park. Next, please. It tells you what Foxconn is doing now. But now it's mainly they are producing TVs for Sony. You know, Foxconn purchased Sony. The main purpose is not just producing the TV for them. It's for their as a center to disseminate their products. Because location is very good in Slovakia. Okay, now they are trying to have more production lines here for the car parts, for EV, that's for the future. Next, please. And Delta. Delta, I would say they have more potential in the future, because now they are in a communication. Not too many people know that Delta, 10 years ago, they already produced the
Electric vehicle, basically.
No. They produce the parts for the supercomputer for IBM, Deep Blue. You know, the okay.
Cooling system for computer.
Yes, yeah. They produce it for Deep Blue already. So now they are moving to another phase to produce the chargers and batteries too. They told me that this year or next year they'll have the second phase to expand their factories in Dubnica. All right. Next, please. For the green tech, this company was founded by a Taiwanese in Romania 10 years ago. All right, it's very successful. Now they are building their plant in here and Czech Republic, also in Lithuania. And they are trying. I'm trying to persuade them to put more investment here. It's a good friend of mine, so they promise next year they will invest another 5 million, and the year after next year another 5 million here in Slovakia. I think this is very important for the circular economy here. It's green technology, and it's main topic for European Union too, green technology. Next, please. AUO, they produce panels, but now it's they are doing the service work for the other companies. It was the largest green plant in whole Europe in year 2011. I remember I worked with Ivan. Stefan is so hard, right?
Yeah.
We helped them to open the factory here.
Yeah. We even get Radichova.
Radichova, yes. The former prime minister to open the factory for them, but unfortunately, in the second year, the panel industry was crashed, really crashed. Samsung and ours all closed. Otherwise, this is a very successful investment in Slovakia. It just not in the timing is not right. After they opened it, the panel industry just crashed. Now Samsung is closed in Slovakia. They are closed too. All right, next please. So that's about green tech here. Next please. Okay, I covered this already, so next please. Okay, just give you some ideas. Okay, there's a comparison, GDP. See, they are much bigger than us. But corruption index is 78th in the world. We are 28th. And democracy index, we are number 11th in the world. They are 151, way behind us. And press freedom, we are 43. They are 177. Human rights freedom index, we are 19. They are out of the map. All right. Now you can see a lot of people are asking me why you don't want to be unified with such a bigger country next to you, right? And you share the same culture with them. Now you know why. Why should we sacrifice our democracy just for the sake, right? And also, we do trade with them, with the hope that someday they will change their mind. But it's difficult. It's a dictatorship. But when we evacuated from China to Taiwan, also we are under a soft dictatorship in Taiwan. It was a military government. But we evolved from that to a true democracy in Asia. I think maybe give them some time. Next generation, maybe not in my time, we'll see. Hopefully, for the benefit of Chinese race, they can have a democratic society over there, or civil society. Next, please. Okay, so the challenges and threats. Most people think that Israel was surrounded by the Arabic countries, It's dangerous. For us, even more dangerous. Do you know that every day we are facing the constant threat from China? There are more than 2,000 guided missiles targeting Taiwan. If we claim independent, then they will launch the missile. So there's a military threat from them. And they are trying to devaluing the democracy to us through disinformation, especially during that pandemic time. They say that, look at your democracy doesn't work. You still have the outbreaks of pandemic in Taiwan. But we overcome it within less than 200 days. Now we have 0. We proved to them that democracy is not just working, it's valuable too. And the military threats, starting last year, almost every day they have their jet flies or all kinds of fights trying to get closer to Taiwan, to threat us, because we had the presidential election last year, and successfully the party, the ruling party, won again, and we also have Madame President like your country. She is very devoted herself to the democratization in Taiwan, also the human rights. I was her chief of protocol before I came here last year. And in year 2018, we had the local election, and that year we also trying to pass a law for the LGBT marriage. We face the threat, the different opinions from the teachers, from the religious group. They all think that we're not ready yet, okay? And most of the staffs in the presidential office told the president, it's gonna cost us significant ballots. But I remember she said that, no, it's human right. We have to do it. So we lost the local election, but the law passed. The second year, we won the presidential election. Right? I think people really appreciate it, especially the younger generation. It's their right. We have to respect that. Even though we have 5,000 years of history, most people think that we are more conservative, on this topic. But I think most of populations, general public in Taiwan, would get used to that. Yes?
China was very famous for their dynasties for like
Yes.
thousands of years. And you never had such an idea when you were trying to be this original China afterward, to have some kind of monarchy, to find some people which were connected with dynasties before and put them again into the charge, and having some kind of democratic monarchy or constitutional monarchy. It would be also something like typical Chinese.
That was, yes, you are right. We have so many dynasties, right? And in 1911, we established the first republic in Asia. And then we are facing the Second World War. Most of our provinces were occupied by Japanese, and after the Second World War, the whole country was devastated and was so poor. And then we couldn't get the support from the United States, and the Chinese communists were supported by Russian. So our troops were defeated very fast. I have to admit that At that time, our government was quite corrupted too. So they lose the support, not just from the United States, from the general public too. That's why when we evacuated to Taiwan, we are trying to, first of all, get rid of corruption. Secondly, we have the new policy that the owners of the farmers work on the field, they should have their own land. You know, we encourage the landlord to invest. The government gives the money to the landlord, so they invest in the industries that helps to develop our light industry, then to heavy industry. And for the poor people, they don't have to work for the landlord. They work for themselves too. This is a major change of policy in Taiwan. All right?
Basically, no space for house books.
No.
No.
No. So there's economic blockage, political isolations for the international corporation, the international organizations. It's very difficult for us to participate. The latest one is the WHA. Yes, please.
I would like to ask you, because it's absolutely clear why Taiwan don't want to join China, but my question is there some pro-China sentiment among the Taiwans?
Of course, of course. Yes, especially if some people think that we should reunify with China, you know, because they like my father, he was with the military to Taiwan. Still think China is their hometown, you know. I think it's to me, I don't have any objections for that, but the value of democracy, the principle, is more important to me, not just a hometown. I still have my relatives over there, came to Taiwan, visited us, you know, like East and West Germany. People to people contact, I believe is more healthier and more friendlier between two sides. But as for the political side, no, because they are trying to, the Chinese government is trying to block us anywhere in the world.
I think according to the recent polls, is like 3%, less than 3%.
Yes, it's very limited. It's like a pendulum. If China treats us better, then more people support for the unification. Then they, like recently, they block us in an international organization. Their military flights surrounding us, try to threat us. Then it's moved to another side.
I'm sorry, there was another question?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'd like to ask you whether, like, since the Chinese government is calling it to experience like a lot of refugee crisis, moving like people running away from China to Taiwan. Are there like the prices are like getting higher, or the people are just really want to stay in China and rather like move to Taiwan?
We do receive some, but not many.
Okay.
Okay. I think they are free to visit Taiwan.
Okay.
Before?
Maybe were able to stay in Taiwan?
Probably not, because I think they, first of all, they have their business, their works over there, and we do receive some more from Hong Kong after they implement the national law over there. So some the activists moved to Taiwan, and businessmen, and even the general public try to move to Taiwan.
Yeah, recently, like Taiwan basically became like a safe haven for refugees
For
from,
the
from
refugees
Hong Kong.
from Hong Kong, yes.
If you have any other questions, I think we have still space for some questions, so please just raise your
Yes.
hands.
This is the last one. It's a place to visit in Taiwan. Trying to attract you guys. Apply for scholarship. Visit Taiwan. It's beautiful. Very, very beautiful country. I'm really proud of it. Not just because I'm the ambassador from Taiwan, but it's a country. It's a country really
Yeah.
deserves to be
yeah.
support. Please. Very kind people too, right? Yes, because when we moved to Taiwan, we were the foreign aid receiving countries. I remember when I was a child, we received milks, second-hand clothes from U.S. You know, we were very poor. Now we developed our economy, and we would like to share. To be a responsible member of the international community, trying to help other countries too. So Europe is part of it, you know, and I think we really have, we are good partners if we can work together, develop economy, and also to uphold the democracy in this part of the world. I noticed that there are a lot of disinformation, propagandas, trying to undermine the unity of NATO and EU here.
Yeah, I would like to add, like, Slovak-Taiwanese relations are basically one of the best from the Europe, right? And
Yes.
that's mostly also thanks to you. There is actually a book coming on about Taiwan, and I believe you will have almost your own chapter there.
Yes. Yes. And I also have to thank Ivan. We worked very hard
Yeah,
the last several years.
yeah, it is.
You can't imagine how hard it was because it's even though during the Ledichova's government, it's
Short but good. Yeah.
yes, it's short, and also we have to overcome the democracies. I mean the bureaucrats, you know.
Yeah.
That's
And I must say, this government is actually also Taiwan friendly.
yes, it's friendly, and I'm hoping that we can have more corporations.
I'm sorry, there is another question.
Yes,
Please finish first.
you know, then we can.
Thank you,
and-
very kind.
Yes, and less bureaucratic procedures. You know, it took a long time. Sometimes it takes a long time. Probably it's different philosophies. I worked in U.S. and Taiwan. The turnaround time here, we are very fast, 24 hours back and forth. Here we are talking about a week, a month. You know, you don't hear that. So that's something I think we can make if the pace can be faster.
Have you ever heard about the term like Slovakia?
You said it.
I did. I can. I'm local.
Yes. Any questions?
I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
I would like to ask you, I'm aware of the fact there is much of tension between People's Republic of China and Japan.
Uh-huh.
What's the current relationship, from political standpoint of view, between Taiwan and Japan?
Japan, very closely.
Would you argue it's your closest partner in Asia?
Yes,
Yes?
yes, the closest ally in Asia. You know why? Could we go back to the first one, the
map.
the map? Yes,
Yeah. You can
yes,
see
here.
it.
Here is Japan. This is Taiwan. This is Taiwan Strait. The oil tankers are moving from here, and also beneath Taiwan, between Taiwan and Philippines to Japan. Because like Taiwan, we don't produce oil. So oil tanks have to go through here to Taiwan, to Japan, and to Korea, South Korea too. So Taiwan holds a very strategic position over there. And not to mention that technologically, we work very closely with Japan. Even though Japan occupied Taiwan 50 years during the Second World War, even before that, because the Qing dynasty was defeated by China, by Japan, and they cut Taiwan to Japan. So our relationship with Japan was quite different because Japan doesn't treat us as they treat us as part of their people. Also help to develop the infrastructure in Taiwan. But in China, it's really invading China, that kill people there. So it's two different sentiments. Okay, and after the Second World War, we worked closely with Japan. They developed their economy and also transferred their technology to Taiwan too. And for our old generations, they spoke their language, the Japanese. So it's a long history that we work together with Japan. So Japan, I can say that it's our strongest ally, especially now, even now, even more stronger because the Sino-American trade war, and also the political situation in China is not stable. We have to work together to keep the peace and stability in that region, not just the American presence in Japan or in South Korea. We are nature allies.
Yeah. And even now you have the most successful Olympic Games in Japan in history, actually.
Yes.
And a lot of local people actually I saw like cheering for Taiwan. So
yes,
something.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, and especially when they had the earthquake in Japan, we were the first country to make donations to Japanese. They were very thankful.
Okay, Shimon, sorry, question?
Mr. Ambassador, I would like to ask you how is the vaccination rate in Taiwan, and also what about anti-vaccination movement in your country? Because in Europe we have
I know.
a huge number of people who are against vaccination, but Asia is a different culture. I'm curious about this.
Thank you. Up to now, about 40%. So hopefully, by the end of the year, we can reach 70% in Taiwan. It's different philosophy, I would say, in Taiwan. People, we really think health is important. Without pandemic, I think our people exercise and also try to eat vitamins almost every day. Anything is good for their health. It's a Chinese herb or the Western medicine, doesn't matter. They will take it. And for the vaccines, we think it's dangerous, you know. So it's without a promotion from the government, the general public sign up for the vaccination. It's different situation here. Here, most people think it's differently. They think it's their right.
They think they are self-educated doctors, like half of the population, I would say.
Yeah, so it's different, but I don't know. But for us, it's important. We are trying to keep it because we are very much foreign trade orientated country. You know, we cannot suffer any pandemic in Taiwan. You know, we also export our agricultural products worldwide. So has to be a clean and healthy environment for us to do trade. Without trade, we are nothing. You know, Taiwan is an island. We don't have natural resources. And every year, we have a typhoon hit us, you know. And almost every day, every week, we have earthquakes over there. It's not really suitable for inhabitants to live there. But what we can do, we have to develop that island. And now we succeed to make it, it's a high-tech island, and also we can support 23 million people living in that island. It's not easy, but we made it.
Okay, we have a time for lots of questions. I already saw the one.
Yes, please.
So, I would like to know what's your opinion about TSMC having such a great influence in microchip supplies. This company supplies about 90% some people say that it's really dangerous to concentrate the microchip supplies into one company on one island for many reasons. And one of the reasons is threats from China. So what's your opinion about it?
Yes, that's very true. So even before the pandemic, the founder of TSMC, Morris Chang, already said that semiconductor is not just for our economic growth. It's something to do with our national security. At that time, not too many people understand it. And during the pandemic, they really understand it now. And last couple of days ago, TSMC increased the price of their chips 20% more. I think you are right, it shouldn't be just in Taiwan. So they also invest in United States, set up factories over there, and they also plan to have a factory in European Union. So they are talking with the European Union, and also talk with Slovakia to see whether we can attract them come over here. You know, I managed to have a teleconference between their senior officials with your officials from Ministry of Economy. You know, so we'll see what kind of incentives this country can provide to them to come over here. Of course, they have to evaluate where to set up their factories. It's more to their advantage. Yes.
Okay, Matusz, last question.
Okay, so maybe you should explain for those who don't know, what will be the potential consequences when a country like Slovakia will recognize Taiwan as an independent country, and why there are not much more countries which recognize Taiwan as an independent country?
Please note he used when, not if.
I think the major reason is that we are not a member of United Nations. You know, in 1979, we withdrew from United Nations. Ironically, we are the founder, the Republic of China. When we were in China, we are the founding nation, 5 founding nations of United Nations. And with the promotion of China and also the expansion of their political influence, finally, they got most of the countries vote for them as China. So we withdrew from United Nations. But that was, as a student of international relations, at that time, you know, United States did offer us 2 Chinas, but we didn't take it. As a student of international relations, I think if that time we take it, maybe we still recognize that most of countries in the world. So it's judgment at that time. You know, but I think I have no objection that if China wants to represent China, it's theirs. It's their business, you know. I hope the international community can accept us. We represent Taiwan. It's another choice, right? The whole world should include China, include Taiwan as part of it in the international community. Then it's a full. Otherwise, like WHA, we have the resources, we have the technologies, we can help to other countries, but we're not a member, so we cannot contribute. It's not fair, not just to Taiwan, but to the rest part of the world, right? So I'm hoping that someday we'll be part of the international organization of communities to contribute, you know. I'm not expecting the Slovakia will recognize us over the night, but we can start to work together, you know, as a friend, as an ally, help each other. Start from there. I think it's more important. Even though we don't have enjoyed the diplomatic relationship with Slovakia, but we still have my office functions well, and also we have cooperations with your country too. You know, I think the substantial cooperation is more important just to have than a nominal diplomatic ties. Right? Some countries have diplomatic ties, so what? They don't help each other, even hate each other, right? Call back their ambassadors. Could happen too. I'm glad I have the opportunity to talk with you guys. I hope after my speech, my presentation, you'll understand Taiwan more and support us. Thank you.